Hey, hey.
Hey, you caught me in mid-sip.
Catching her mid-sip on her hot tea. Yeah, we're back where it's cold again. We've been home from Icon for 1 week. We got off Icon a week ago.
Yes.
Didn't
so
quite get
thank
home
God.
as quickly as we would have liked. That's a whole nother fiasco.
Yes.
Uh,
But good things came of it.
yes, they did.
Yes.
So you hear pretty much everybody out there that talks about cruising, talks about getting travel insurance.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah. We bought travel insurance last year for the first time ever in April for our trip to St. Martin
Mhm.
and thought, well, we've got a few cruises planned. Might as well have travel insurance just in case.
Mhm.
Well, Sunday night in West Palm Beach, our airplane was delayed and delayed and delayed because of weather. When it finally got in, the captain came out and said that his co-pilot was too fatigued to continue, and they were trying to get another pilot from Fort Lauderdale, which is, I don't know, an hour and a half away, something like that, to come up there and take us back to Asheville. Well, 20 minutes after that, he comes back and says, well, no, he doesn't come back. He just left, I guess. But the agent comes out and says that the plane's been rescheduled until the next day. Nothing from the airlines. There's no, okay, go to this hotel. Here's a voucher for a taxi.
She said be on the lookout for two
Yeah,
emails
you get emails.
and to be back 2 hours before your scheduled
And to be
flight.
back. Yeah, and this is
Thanks.
12:30, going on 1 o'clock. So we had to go back down to baggage claim, get our bags, find a hotel that had vacancy, get an Uber, go to the hotel, pay for it ourselves. And of course, we're in West Palm Beach. So that's like a $200 a night hotel room.
Over.
Yeah, over $200. And
That's with a AAA discount.
yeah.
But
And so
it was a
we
nice
had
place.
about 5 hours of sleep, got back to the airport, finally got home. But the next morning I got up and I said, hey, we've got travel insurance. Why not turn in our paperwork, tell them what happened, see if anything's covered? And what did they say?
Well, I didn't talk to anybody.
Well, I mean,
I
we
filed
got
a
the email.
claim. Apparently, what we're covered for is if you're delayed 6 hours or more, it's covered. And I didn't look at the details for weather and stuff like that. I assume that you're not covered for weather because you can't predict the weather. However, because it was a controllable issue, which is what it was referred to as,
Yeah.
then that was something that fell under the coverage. And so I had to provide the bill from the hotel, the Uber ride, and the announcement about being delayed and whatnot. And they paid it.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy. So it covered
So
covered all the extra expenses.
cover those extra expenses.
Mhm.
So that pretty much paid for our travel insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, because it wasn't terribly expensive. I mean, it was a few $100.
Yeah.
But covered. You're probably going to ask, well, what travel insurance do you have? I don't know the difference between all of them. I just hear this company mentioned a lot. This is not an endorsement because
Do your homework.
we've got no relationship with them other than the fact that we've got our insurance to them, and they covered this particular instance. But I've heard it called Allianz or Allianz. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's one of the popular ones out there.
Mhm.
And
And
did
there
a
are
pretty
a
good
few,
job.
so make sure
Yeah.
you do your homework and check them out
And figure
and
out
get
what's
what works
covered.
for you and
Yeah.
what you will deal with or what could potentially happen with the travels that you take.
We decided to get an annual plan because it made more sense instead of trying to do individual trips.
Mhm.
And so we were covered.
And I printed out the paperwork and I carry it with me in my little cruise folder with, all the information that's needed on that day. And that's where I had all the information. So it was right there at my fingertips, told me what to do. And
We've got our friends, Team Reese Travel, jumped in, said, hey, guys. We met them on Icon. Said they can't stay long, but wanted to pop in and say hello. Thank you so much for joining in on our live stream. We really that's one of the biggest things that we got out of Icon. I mean, the ship is incredible.
Meeting all of the people that
Meeting
you
so
watch.
many different people in this space, cruise vloggers, and so many folks that we look up to,
Mhm.
and folks that we hadn't heard of yet.
And now we did.
And now we have. And we're like anybody else. We get into YouTube and we're looking at it and we see, okay, well, this guy's got a lot of videos, or this couple's got a lot of videos, and so we watch them, and there's a lot more out there. There's so many great channels out there and so many other great YouTubers. So don't cut yourself short just watching the big guys. Some of the little guys deserve some love too, right?
And should we use this as an opportunity to talk about next week? Just a little snippet, maybe.
I'll give you a sneak peek. We're going to try to do more of these live streams and incorporate some of those smaller channels. I say smaller. Every channel that we talk to is probably 10 times our size. But the guys that will talk to us about doing something like that, and have them come in and talk about their cruise experience, or the things that they got going on. So with next week, we're doing another After Icon, but it's going to be a roundtable style. And we've got, not going to spoil it too early, but we've got 2 other YouTube cruise channels that are coming on with us. And we're going to discuss our experience on Icon together and play off of each other and see what everybody thinks. But
I'm sorry, I have to tell you that I just left because our cats just body slammed themselves into the door to try and get in the room.
They're trying to get in the room with it. We've been gone a lot lately, and
they're mad right now.
Mad,
we kicked them out. So. But anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. It was just, I was laughing and I was like looking at the door. So I just wanted you to know why I was distracted there.
So
we have another message too from
Team Reese has another comment, said it was amazing. We made so many new friends and reconnected with a lot of current ones. That's certainly true. Of course, before this cruise, for those of you that don't know us that well, we're new cruisers. We're not experienced veteran cruisers.
So we've had 3 together
we've
now?
We've had 3 cruises together now since September.
And 3 more planned.
And three.
All right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yep, 3 more planned for this year.
Right.
After Icon, which was the first one.
Right. Icon for this particular.
But one thing that we do, and where we started, was vlogging about St. Martin, where we go every year and have been going for 15. This will be 16 years.
You're so old.
Yeah. Okay.
Says those things, he ages himself. Right?
So I say that to say that all these people that are out there, we look up to and we admire, and we met quite a few of them on Icon. We met Ben and David, and we met D&J with Para DJ, and we met.
Well, we don't want to leave anybody out. So
we don't want to leave anybody out.
There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
Yes.
Jason and Elisa with the ECC Travels.
So he's still getting a name job.
Yeah. Well, those are the 3 big guys that stick out. But then we met.
Matt.
Oh yeah, we met.
But see, we're name dropping, and then we're gonna forget people, and then we're leaving people out. So
and we don't want to leave people out.
Disclaimer: if we forgot somebody that we met and we didn't mention.
But I mean, we met a lot of smaller channels, some that we had heard of, and some that we hadn't. Team Reefs Travels was one that we met there. I met Parker's on the Go. Met Your Favorite Couple. Met it's Sea Trippin'. We met Andrea and Andy with gosh.
See,
put me on the spot, and I'm forgetting channel names.
That's why I was trying to save us from this, because
sorry, I went down a rabbit hole I shouldn't have gone down.
They got the door open. That's okay.
So we may be attacked by cats in a moment.
Yes, if you see furries, it's because they're
Yeah.
They're mad that we closed them out.
All right.
Anyway, sorry if we forgot anyone or forgot a name or something.
Yeah. Arc Adventures.
You feel
Or
better
them.
now?
Yeah, I feel better now.
There are
The
others
traveling
as well
side.
that we have
Um,
not mentioned. So
yeah, so many, and a whole bunch of others that we just kind of met on the
on the fly.
on the fly.
I
Yeah,
like that, on the fly.
yeah, on the fly, and it was awesome. It really was awesome. Yeah, Team Reese is still here. You were hanging out longer than you said you would. It's hard to remember them all.
Thank
That's
you
for
for
sure.
that
Yes,
validation.
thank you for that. So many channels that we subscribe to, because it's like, hey, here's some guys that are closer to our level, and so we're trying to put out good content that people enjoy, that we enjoy. And so it's like it was really cool for us to meet other people that have been through the same struggles and know how much work it takes
Yes.
to put out quality videos on a regular basis. And we've spent the past 7 months putting out at least one video a week and trying to make them better and better. But all right, so before we get into Icon, let's not waste too much time. I do want to mention, let's see here.
Make sure you hit the right one.
Yeah, let's try this. Our group cruise. So we mentioned it before on the channel, mentioning it again for you guys. We've got a group cruise planned for November of this year, for
10th to the 17th.
This girl's birthday.
We did a birthday last year, and now it's just annual.
Yep.
I mean,
so last year we did Odyssey for her birthday, and that's what started it all.
That's what started this whole thing.
Was booking that cruise, and then we started learning about the cruise, that ship, and we got hooked on cruise vlogs and all the cruise vloggers. And we're like, well, we don't know anything about cruising, but we know St. Martin, so we started with that and played with that. And here we are now putting out cruise content. And just trying to put out a lot of good stuff.
And challenging.
Yes. So anyway, group cruise. We are going to be on Holland America's New Amsterdam, going to some amazing ports. We're starting off in Fort Lauderdale, which is a little bit easier port to get around than Miami. We're going to Nassau, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Grand Turk and Turks and Caicos.
Yes. And the pricing starts for an interior at $1,810, and that is for 2 people.
Yep.
Not per person.
That is the price for 2 people. Yep. And last we checked, that included the drinks package.
I do believe it's a have it all, which
is the have it all package, which is your drinks package, Wi-Fi, one specialty dining, and like $100 credit towards an excursion. So it's one heck of a deal.
More or less, I would definitely contact Amy at EECC Travels.
Let me put that up real quick.
Good through June.
There it is.
Once I think it's June 13th. After that, the prices will probably go up.
Yeah, prices are going up. We're pretty much fully made it as a group cruise. I forget what they call it, so you got to book so many rooms to get fully qualified as a group cruise. Yeah. We're pretty much there. So anything additional is just going to allow us to do more things for our guests.
Perks and stuff for you guys. And I didn't tell him this. So this is his first time, so watch his expression. But I'm gonna plan like a group excursion type deal. I'm gonna do some research and find something good and fun to excursion too.
Yep.
That's something that we're going to do together, and maybe one night of everybody getting together and do something a little special for all of our group participants. And stay tuned, because we're going to do some fun stuff, but it's
just a time to get together, have fun. We are going to know the New Amsterdam Fair fairly well by November of next year. So we're going to be able to give you lots of tips and hints, and tips. Yeah, because we're going to be on the New Amsterdam in June on an Alaska cruise. So yeah. So that ship inside and out. It is a smaller ship, if you don't know. So it's going to be a little bit more intimate than what we experience. You're going to see a lot more of the same people, and it shouldn't be too terribly crowded, hopefully.
And if you have questions, feel free to contact us, ask us. Of course, Amy, this is what she does for a living. So, I mean, as far as, those kinds of questions, she might be able to help you out a little better than we can. But yeah, feel free to let us know.
Absolutely. So moving right along, let's talk about Icon.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you want to do this first?
All right. Yeah. Let's talk about the swag that we got. The free stuff.
Every day we walked through the room, it was like Christmas. Every day.
Every single day they brought in new stuff. So day one.
Well, I'm not going to go. Can't say the days because I'm not going to remember what days.
I don't remember the days either.
So we got these.
Yeah.
And
2 Icon hats.
Corey goes, I guess they're both yours. So, we asked, could we potentially trade the pink one in? Because my favorite color is purple, and get something that maybe he could wear.
Yeah.
And so we got one of these as well.
Yeah. We were just going to trade it in, but they just left another one in our room. It was like, okay.
Yeah, that was very sweet. All right. I don't know what was next, so I'm just going to start grabbing stuff.
All right.
So then we got these.
Yeah, little
and of course,
notebooks.
My favorite color is purple, so every kind of as close as purple. This is pink, but and then we got the pen too. I think.
Yep.
I didn't.
So that was pretty neat to have.
And they left like little cards that said,
said where it was from. Yeah, it's
and like journal while you're on vacation. Journal your memories or something like that. So that was kind of neat that they kind of left little cards that kind of told you to do some stuff. And then
Team Reese says that's a nice itinerary on the group cruise. So,
oh yeah,
we'd love to have you guys come along.
We certainly would.
It would be fun. Actually get time. That was the thing about Icon is we kept seeing people over and over and over again.
But you never had time to really talk to people.
We were always running because there were so many things to do. And we were trying to do as much as possible in those 7 days. But
and I did handpick that ship and itinerary or the itinerary because I wanted to try to go to some places that I haven't been to. So anyway.
And St. Thomas is a repeat, but
it wasn't when we originally
it wasn't when we originally booked it. So
we got dry bags.
Yeah, Icon dry bags.
Corey didn't take his out of the bag. I of course did because I had to check it out. And it's got this little Velcro thing, so when you fold it on up, it folds up real small. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. What's next?
I'm just gonna throw them on the floor.
Oh.
I got a puzzle, an Icon puzzle.
We were just walking down a hallway towards the ice.
It was the Absolute Zero.
Absolute Zero, and there was somebody from the entertainment crew handing out puzzles, and we're like, oh, okay, cool.
So I ended up getting 2 of these, but let me tell you why. Do we tell them now?
Laurie's favorite game on the ship.
It's the nationality scavenger hunt.
Search for Nations or something like that.
Search for Nations, that's it. Scavenger hunt. I came in 3rd place, so they gave me a puzzle and they gave me a bag with the puzzle in it and a little note congratulating me for 3rd place. I've now hit 3rd place twice. Once on Odyssey and once on Icon. Okay, what else is next? Oh, and then we had these.
Oh yeah, the water bottles.
This I think was the second.
I think that was day 2. Yeah, because we came in and we saw them and we're like, oh, this is going to be a daily thing, is it?
I don't think it was, but we did get quite a bit.
Yeah, pretty much was. I mean, I think they had something for us pretty much every day. Yeah, that one's got to be cleaned out because I used it on the ship.
And That's the last thing.
And
right?
we had luggage tags. I don't know if you found those.
Oh
But,
yeah, I have them. They're in my purple folder with all of the crew stuff,
okay.
where the
yeah.
important stuff is. So sorry,
And
yes, we
then-
got luggage tags.
Then the big one, and I'm sure you've seen this on other people's. I know I saw it on, I believe it was Team Reese's live stream earlier in the week.
Do you want to open it up and show them?
Sure.
Okay. So the Empire Supper Club. You want to tell them what that is?
The Empire Supper Club is the woo-woo, expensive, ritzy,
specialty.
the special,
Not woo.
the special, specialty dining. It's $200 a person. I think they only have like 36 people in there or something.
It's very small and
very small and intimate,
Okay.
and they've got a dinner and a show basically.
So I'll hold it up.
And I think it's kind of like a
Let me get to the
1920s
camera. No, over here.
sort of
over here.
theme thing. All right,
Is it upside down?
no,
No,
that's
okay.
good enough. So you got a bar set here. This is just your shaker cup.
All these fun
But
little
yeah, all
things.
your little tools, and this is
You don't know what that is?
so this is your muddler to muddle with.
Yeah.
You've got a jigger here. This is
Fork for the olives.
yeah, this is probably if you're making a layered drink. So
Oh,
you'd
do you know how to do that?
I have done layered drinks, yes.
make
I
me
used
a
to be a
chocolate?
bartender many years ago.
That's why when I said you don't know what that is, that's what I was referring to.
And then your pour spouts and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's got a lot of neat stuff in it, and it comes in this cool little canvas case. So
This is pretty cool.
pretty sweet.
Pretty cool case. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna-
So
I guess I can
Let's-
fix it. I can fix it later. Sorry.
now that we bragged on all the free stuff that we got,
I didn't.
uh,
I
let's
wasn't bragging. It was just exciting.
let's
to
talk
hear
about
all
Icon.
that stuff.
So, if you had to name one thing on Icon that was your favorite, what would it be?
One thing? Oh, probably. And we talked about this, and you're stealing my idea, so I'm glad you asked me first. The Overlook,
The Overlook.
the
Yeah.
Aqua Theater, and then behind the Aqua Theater is the Overlook, and it was just the whole space was just wonderful.
Yeah. It's a neat little space. Not little space. It was a big space, and they had these.
Kind of reminded me of 270, but an Aqua Theater
Yeah.
with stuff behind this.
Yeah. If
you
you've
know,
ever been on, something like Odyssey, that class of ship, 270, the lounge in the front has lots of small little seating pod areas. So you could have like a,
Mhm.
5 or 6 people in this little area, and they're kind of contained. And
And we're going to show you a little
Yeah.
bit of it too, so you
we'll
guys
show
can see
you
it.
show you a little bit of that. So let me go ahead and pop this video up here.
And then while you're doing that, behind the stage, these different types of chairs, with some were big, some were small, they were cushioned, and then they had, I don't even know what those things were called, but somebody was in them. There was like 3 of the where you go up the stairs and you had like your own little like circular lounge overlooking the.
This is the Pearl. Is kind of the iconic
It's the wow factor,
part of the Icon. So the Pearl,
and that changes colors too.
it changes colors. So different times of the day, it's going to be different
Yeah, the
colors.
tiles
All those
move.
little tiles move and flow.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you're walking down the stairs, you look up into the Pearl, and the stairs are lit. So it almost looks like waves
Yes.
at the top of the Pearl.
It's
Now,
pretty cool.
one of the interesting things that we learned at some point on the Icon was that it's not just an artistic piece. It's actually a structural part. It
Mhm.
holds up.
2 floors, I think.
Yeah, 2 floors. It
6,
holds up
7.
the Central Park floor. So, yeah, it's actual structural support for Central Park, which is kind of cool. I mean, because you've got this huge open area with nothing else except this sphere right in the middle. So it's neat to walk through. It's a neat little connecting feature, but very impactful when you see it.
Yeah.
All right, so this next section here is the Overlook, and I couldn't find a whole lot of our video on that, but you can see the different seating areas.
I'll put I can put a little reel up on our social media pages if you want to see a little bit more.
Yeah.
I was sitting there one day and I just kind of was like,
and they've got these pods that you've got stairs that go up to them, and it's got this just little seating area that's 20 feet up in the air.
I didn't get the pod.
That just has like a little couch around the outside of it and a table in the middle.
Yeah, I didn't tell you. I went up there one day and I was looking. You could see people's heads. So you're like, oh, okay, you're not going to go up there. Well, there was one in the big one, the high one. I go, well, I'm like, I'm trying to let. No, I don't hear. I hear talking, but it was like down further. And I was like, is anybody in there? And I get just enough because I'm kind of short, so I get just enough to the top where I could see over. And someone was laying across the couch reading, and I was like, darn it.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me because I went up there with the camera and I caught some guy laying there reading, and it's like, okay, sorry. I mean, because you don't know. You can't see anything up there. All right. Next up is the Pearl Cafe. This is deck 6 on the Royal Promenade. Popular place to go for breakfast or lunch or a snack or coffee or tea if you want.
It's kind of like the old Park Cafe, I think is what.
Yeah.
Is it the Park?
No,
Promenade.
Cafe Promenade. Yeah. It sort of replaces Cafe Promenade on the ship. Mm-hmm. But it was just a neat area, and there's power there.
Oh, so yeah, like every
underneath every seat there's power outlets.
Yeah.
So you can plug in, you can work there. We did some work there and did a video from there, but
add some stuff. And so I did put on our social media my last sunset. I think it was on our page. Put it on one of them. That was my last sunset. I was sitting there, and oh my God, the views of the sunsets were just wonderful there.
Yeah.
And if you're a tea drinker like I am, that's the only place that you could find Bigelow cinnamon tea. Because otherwise, it's a Tetley. There's a couple Bigelows, but not a lot. Odyssey was big on the Bigelow, but Icon has Tetley, that's the only place you can get the cinnamon tea if you like that, which I do. So.
All right.
Very excited.
Let's see what we got here.
This is
next. Wizard of Oz. Toto and the puppeteer that was controlling Toto.
It was a really good show.
Yeah, it was. We'll let you just watch this. This is just kind of a preview of some of the video that we shot. We'll be coming out with a full-length video on this in the future, right in the next few weeks.
Dun, dun.
All right. So that's Wizard of Oz. It's kind of like it remains faithful to the classic.
Yes, but modernized.
It is somewhat modernized, not that much.
No, I mean, but I was kind of surprised at how they did it so well that you weren't upset,
right?
Because they really stayed true to the original.
I think the biggest thing that they modernized was at the very beginning when Dorothy is in her bedroom,
don't ruin it.
And well, what are you going to ruin? She's playing on a smartphone and watching a TV. So, you realize, okay, this is kind of set in the modern times, but it's essentially the same story that you know and love.
And they went through the whole thing. I think it's an hour and 45 minutes show.
Right. The set pieces are just amazing. Oh. The first night we were supposed to be in the very first showing of it, and they had an issue with one of the set pieces not wanting to move.
Right. And they can see that if they saw our premiere today.
Yeah, that's right. It was in the premiere today.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is the Aqua Show.
You don't get to see anything. Nothing's happening.
Well, didn't mean to leave that much in there, I guess.
Nothing's going on, honey.
There we go. Take it forward a little bit.
Ask me what my favorite part is of this.
What is your favorite part about this?
The high diving or the diving. Yeah. Well, that was pretty cool too. Yeah.
The slackliners were pretty amazing.
I leaned over and I said, honey, how did they do that without hurting themselves? And what did you say?
I said they're landing on their hip or their thigh.
Yeah.
Not.
Our grandson even asked the same thing, like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, how are they doing that? Jeez, he's giving you quite a bit.
Quite a bit of a peek at this show. It was
Very. We went on standby one night. There you go.
okay.
We went on standby one night, and 10 minutes before the show, they opened it up, and so we were sitting on the side, and we watched, and we're like, "Wow, this is really good." And then our actual scheduled time, we got better seats, so we could film better. But it was really a great show.
So we shot that show twice. So when we edit that together for you guys,
you'll get a couple different perspectives,
a couple of different angles. Yeah. So see which one turns out the best.
It was really great.
It was a great show with the aerialists and the aqua, the synchronized swimmers, and the slackliners, and just the dancers that were running around doing things, and of course the divers. And
it was just great all around.
It was a great show.
All of the shows were phenomenal. You can't go wrong with any show that you've seen. I know we keep saying, "Oh, this is a great show. This is a great show." They were all great, and they were all so different. And you can see how hard they work. And for the aqua, we were able to see them. You were with me.
I saw him practicing some as well.
See him practice a little bit too. So that was pretty exciting.
It was a cool show. Yeah, really enjoyed it. All right, so next up is the ice show,
which was also
incredible lights, and this guy, the juggler,
don't give it away.
Amazing.
Oh, you are showing it?
Yeah, I'm showing it. I mean, these drone balls or whatever it is that he's throwing around, it was impressive.
Yeah. When he started doing it the first time, we were all like, "Whoa, what is he doing?" Like you could hear everybody just push me like, "What?
Yeah.
What's that?"
And then of course the skaters.
Oh my God, she was going solo one time.
All right.
Pause it.
All right. Got to keep my hand on the controls. Can't talk about it all the time.
Wow.
So, yeah. So what you want to say about the ice
show? It was completely different than what I think we expected.
Yeah. Because we saw the ice show on Freedom, I think it was.
Oh, it wasn't anything like that, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was a completely different show, but we were impressed with that one, too.
Yes.
I remember I'm not that into ice skating.
Oh, see, I like it. My mom used to watch it all the time.
Oh, yeah. I watch the Olympics, but that's about it. So it's just, okay.
And they did it on a play on elements on the periodic table. And so they did different things. And then at one point it was gold and silver and copper. And so they would pick certain elements, and then they would kind of do something with those elements, or so that was why it was just so different. You didn't expect it.
Yeah. So overall, I'd say that was a really impressive show. I enjoyed it. The juggler.
That was the first show.
And someone told us that juggler was on America's Got Talent or something like that, and that he won it. I don't know. That's what someone said to me, and I'd believe it because he juggled a bunch of different things in the show. But coming out with those sphere drones or whatever it was, because
Well, don't give it all
he
away.
was
Let them
he
watch
was
our
throwing-
show.
yeah,
And we
yeah.
actually, do the shows.
Yeah, well, we'll include most of it, some of it, but they don't get to see everything.
I know,
But it was
'cause-
very
yes.
impressive. I enjoyed it. All right, so last up, we went to see Mosaic,
Which was an a cappella group.
a cappella group,
No
and it's
instruments.
MO5AIC, because it's 5 guys.
That's how you
Um,
spell it, in case you were wondering
yeah.
what he was doing.
But I guess 4 of the guys were singers, and then they had the one guy that was a beatboxer. The guy that was a beatboxer was really impressive. Unfortunately, my video didn't come out very well.
I
think
think at least could see a little
I
bit.
hit a button or something on the camera, and so didn't record very well. But
And I will say the bassist
oh
was
yeah,
phenomenal.
there was a
And
guy that sang bass, and I mean he could go
there was a
way down
disclaimer
low. Yeah,
before it even started that we apologize in advance for the vibration of your seat.
yeah. And he was very low.
Yeah.
He was a classically trained opera singer,
Mhm.
and now he's with this group called Mosaic.
And I think they play in Las Vegas, right?
Yep, and they play in Vegas. They're based out of Vegas, and they brought him on. So let me play our
A little
beatboxer here.
beatboxer.
Inside the club.
Slow down.
Game over.
All
That
right,
was all from his mouth.
all from his mouth. It really did not come out on the microphone like it did in the
No,
auditorium.
no, it was pretty
But
impressive.
it was really impressive. Just the different sounds that guy could create, making one incredible show. Because I mean, he did all of the instruments and the drums for drums, cymbals, and everything for all the music. He laid down the beat.
Yeah.
And it was really impressive, really good. All right, so
Well, hold on.
yeah,
Because you asked me what my favorite part was.
Okay.
So we have to go to you now. And so you can tell them what your favorite part was too. Pick one thing.
one thing.
What would you pick?
I would have to say probably my favorite thing would be the Overlook, and the Aquadome. Really, I just
that
really
whole,
like.
that whole space.
Yeah, the whole space is so interesting and unique. With the Pearl as a close second, even though you can't really do anything in the Pearl except
No.
walk through it, but it's just a cool space.
And it's got gorgeous views, especially
Oh yeah, and Pearl Cafe. It's
for
the whole
sunset.
ship has these massive floor to ceiling windows at maybe 2 or 3 or 4 floors high.
Yeah.
And
laid out wonderfully.
and so you get all kinds of expansive views on the ship. I really enjoyed that.
Really spread out, and there was lots of room, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things. Everything that was done, and they really thought about it and really executed it well.
Yeah. I mean,
very, very.
the Royal
awesome ship.
Promenade in places it was wide enough. I think you could park 3 18-wheelers in there. So even when they were doing the balloon drop or the parades,
It was
or
full, but it didn't feel like it was.
yeah, it would get
claustrophobically
packed, but there was plenty of room to move. I've been on even the few other ships that we've been on. The shop has a special thing that they're doing, and the lines and the people that get packed around the things gets to the point where you can barely make your way through. Did not have that happen. The only time that you had any kind of congestion was when a show got out.
Mhm.
That's pretty much the only time. When we were leaving the Royal Theater, that was the main time that we encountered congestion.
That's just because everyone was leaving at the
That-
same
and
time,
yeah,
but it wasn't even
because
that
you've
bad.
got I don't know how many thousand people that holds,
Yeah.
but when they're all leaving at the same time, and you got to walk up all those stairs because you're sitting near the front trying to get good
Get
good
video.
video without a zoom lens.
Yeah. And this is a good transition, and maybe is this, I don't know if this is the last thing we're going to leave them with, but as you're coming out, it really didn't take that long to get out because the elevators were so efficient.
Yep.
And so, do you want to make this our last? I mean, we're coming on 40 minutes. I don't know how long you want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about this for hours.
We
but,
could.
we want you guys to
The elevators going in, that was one of my concerns. Like, okay, they got these new elevators with the touchscreen pad out there, and you're supposed to punch the floor that you want to go to, and then you get on the elevator and there's no buttons in it, so you just have to hope that it works right. And I was like, well, I don't know if that's going to work. I just don't know, because a lot of things they think they're going to work well, like the touchless elevator pads on Odyssey, which were horrible.
You got too close, the whole thing lights up.
Yeah, I mean, you get an elevator that's packed and you're trying to give people room, and you're scooting over, and the next thing you know, you come within a couple of inches of that panel, and every light lights up. And so now you're just stopping on every floor on the way up.
Yeah, so we had about 12 elevators.
12 elevators,
10,
most of the time
yeah.
in each of the 2 elevator areas.
Yeah.
And
3 kiosks, I think.
Yeah, 3 or 4
Sure.
of the little touch pads. And what you do, you touch the floor that you want to go to. It's going to pop up and say elevator H.
Make sure you're watching.
So, yeah, make sure you're
A
watching.
couple of times going, oh, where are we going? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, because I punched the button, and then it's like, because you're so programmed to just wait for an elevator. But you punch the button, and then you've got to look at which elevator it tells you to go to. Because if you get on the wrong elevator, well, it's not going to take you to the floor that you want.
Right. You'll go to a floor, but it might not be the one you want.
That's the only problem that I had with it, was remembering that after I punched the button, I had to wait for the elevator letter to show up.
Which didn't take that long, but if
And
you're
it
talking
did take that
or you
long.
look,
But yeah, if you're going around, you're talking, you're engaged, sometimes you forget.
Yeah.
Just punch it again, and it'll tell you. And for the most part, we didn't have to wait that long for those elevators. I think they worked really well.
It was less than a handful of times that we had to wait for, not even
2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, then which was really nothing.
Those worked very well.
Right, they really did.
What else? I was a bit concerned about our Surfside balcony.
Oh yeah.
Going in, wasn't sure how noisy it was going to be.
It was our first time that we had been in a room like that.
First time on one of those interior facing balconies. We got it kind of on a just a deal.
We got very lucky.
We got very lucky to get that room, and lucky to be on that cruise, no doubt. And that was the only one that was available. So we said, okay, we'll take it. And if we need to put earplugs in because it's too loud, then we'll do that. But it wasn't.
Not at all.
When you close those balcony doors, you could barely hear, even when the kids were out there playing and screaming.
During the day.
And during the day, you hear a little bit. But
even on the balcony during the day, it really wasn't that bad.
But at night, dead silent.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing going on in Surfside at night.
Right.
So you won't have any problem sleeping.
Central Park, that's
Central Park, on the other hand, may be a little bit different. I don't know.
We
weren't there.
Right.
So.
We just walked through there. So we have no complaints about the room and the location. Or we were probably about 8 to 12 cabins, I think, from the aft.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to count as I was on the balcony, so it's a guesstimate. So
we were further than that from the aft.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because the rooms didn't start right off, because you had the ones in the back. Well, anyway, I was able to see the after.
We were in the middle of Surfside, so there were a lot more cabins than that.
We were not.
Okay.
We're gonna agree to disagree here.
All right. Yeah. we'll just have to agree to disagree then. So
I'm gonna bust out the picture later. That's what Mom's gonna do.
Was there anything that you were disappointed about on Icon?
Not really. That I can think of. Why did I say something and I can't remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know if you did or not.
No. I mean, I really enjoyed my time very much. Why, did you have a disappointment?
Well, I will say this. I was a bit disappointed that Royal Caribbean seems to be looking for as many ways as possible to
Oh, okay.
charge for food.
I can agree with that. There was a lot of nickel and
There
diming.
were a lot of these
Yeah.
new places. Oh, this is
Some of it's free.
this
but
is base
s-
camp because it's around the fun stuff, and then they want you to pay extra for just food. Maybe it's a little bit different from where you get somewhere else,
Yeah.
but still, it's just food. You can get just as good of food as that going to the
Just have to walk a
Windjammer
little
or
further.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
It really seems it's disappointing.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
There was nothing about the quality of the food. I mean, I guess they're playing off of their success with Playmakers, which is basically the same thing. So what, you're getting wings or an onion tower or whatever. It's still just food, and it's not like it's something special.
like a specialty.
It's not like
dining or
it's
something.
specialty dining. Now, specialty dining, I can understand the upcharge for that, but just for cheese curds or some of the other things, there were
Yeah.
a couple down in Surfside, I think. We didn't go to any of those because it's just really not our thing. But I was disappointed that they're wanting to just put additional things on that they charge for.
Mhm.
Crown's Edge, that ropes course zip line thing, that the
They
exact same thing, pretty much the exact same thing is on other ships, and it's included.
Well, and they
And-
ended up cutting the price in half. I think.
Yeah, I think
right?
they finally did cut the price in that in half.
And I believe they
um,
did give money back if you paid the full price. I don't know. I heard somebody telling somebody else. So
Yeah, but I mean, still, it was $40 on a port day or something.
Yes.
Yeah, $40
that
on
was
a
that
port
was
day
the lowered
to do
price.
Crown's Edge, which is at most 5 minutes,
Maybe.
maybe 10 minutes at most of this little obstacle course, ropes course or whatever. It just seems really,
All right, enough the
but
poo-poo.
yeah, well, I mean, hey, we're here to give our honest opinion.
That is true.
And
we are.
you know,
We
I
don't wanna
can't
be
just keep
downers,
singing the
but yeah.
praises. There's some things that are disappointing, and it seems like they're really nickel and diming people.
And I did
on.
forget about those things, and I do agree with you on
Yeah.
those. We're not agreeing
Um,
to disagree on this
yeah.
one.
Other than that, the food in the Windjammer was great. Food in the main dining room was great. We did one specialty dining. We went to Chops Grill for the first time.
Yeah, that's the first time.
Yep.
That was
And
very
that
good.
was outstanding. They had some really incredible, even extra pay steaks, but we didn't go for that. Just the basic ribeye.
Yeah.
So,
All right, we're coming up on
all right.
big long time. now.
She's rushing me to get off of here. You guys not want to watch this
Well,
anymore?
do you guys want to sit? Then I mean, that's great that you're watching
We're
us.
here
for 40
talking about
minutes.
this.
I know, and it's very exciting. But we can talk about it for like hours.
We could. And we're going to be here next week.
talking
so-
about more stuff.
Yep, we're going to be here with a couple of our friends that we met on the cruise, and they're going to come on and talk with us about their experience, and we can play off each other and see
Yes.
see what they encountered, and we'll go from there. So
More icon to come.
that's right. All right, guys, that is it for us this week. If you don't know who we are, we should have said it at the beginning. We're Mountains to Sea crew. I'm Corey,
I'm Lori.
and we will see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.